Hello, you gorgeous people. Welcome to another reading vlog. This is kind of like a new idea for my channel, at least. I feel like other people have definitely done it in the past, but basically I'm gonna be reading two books that have the same title. I think that this will be kind of like a series in my channel because as I was looking into it, there's actually a bunch of books that have the same title, and a lot of them are also kind of like newer releases, which is really exciting. I decided, since it's February and there's also like a new book coming out with this title, I decided that the title of this video is going to be Change of Heart. I have two books for that. The first book that is coming out actually in a couple of days is Change of Heart by Fallon Ballard. I have read one other book by Fallon Ballard and I really liked it. I think that it was a really well written book, and this actually has some magical realism element into it, which is really exciting and something that I have not read in the past. So this is coming out February 11th, which is in a couple of days, and I decided, you know, why not be a bit ahead and read the other book that has the same title, which is Change of Heart by Kate Canterbury. If that name sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you have seen the book called In a Jam, which is by this author. It was very popular, I want to say like 2 years ago. I never read that. It's a French to Lovers, I think, but I'm obviously going to be reading another book by this author, which is Change of Heart, and I was actually reading the synopsis of it because I realized that I just don't know what it's about. Basically, our female main character, she crashes weddings with her best friend just for fun, and the only rule that they have is basically don't go to bed alone, and she ends up having a one-night stand with a surgeon in this wedding. They end up having to work together, and it's forbidden for them to be together because they work together, and that sounds so good. So I'm gonna start reading Change of Heart by Kate Canterbury, and I'm gonna let you know what I think about it. I feel like this is going to be really good. I've heard amazing things about this author, and the average rating is 4.4 stars. I started the first book, which is, I keep saying the title, but the title is literally the same for both of the books. So anyways, I started the Kate Canterbury book and I am 50% through it, 51% through it, page 216, chapter 16. So I have around 200 pages left. I think that this is a really good book. I really enjoy the writing, but I do have some issues with it. I feel like it's dragging on a tiny bit. At the same time, I feel like the pacing is not that great. We started with them having a one-night stand, obviously, and then they end up running into each other. But when they run into each other, all of a sudden, after like a one-night stand, they could not stop thinking about each other, right? And they're really attracted to each other. But then we have this kind of like pause, I guess, on everything, and now they cannot stand to be away from each other. I just think that the pacing was not great. I would have preferred if we had seen them, yeah, having a really good one-night stand, and then maybe like occasionally thinking about the other person, and because they ran into each other, so they end up having to spend time together. I would like to see them getting to know each other better, because obviously from a one-night stand you cannot know the other person, and then we see them not being able to stay away from each other. I will say I really like the fact that we have our male main character that cannot stay away from her, which is something that I love. I always love a down bad character, like male main character. So overall, I am really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm liking the characters. It's just, for me, the only issue that I have is the pacing a bit, because for example, we're now 50% through the book and I feel like it's kind of dragging out. I don't know, maybe we could have done this a bit shorter. I mean, it's only 400 pages, I think 410, something like that. So maybe we could have done it like 300 pages. At the beginning, I really thought that this could be a 5-star read because I got into the book straight away. It was so fun. It was so interesting. I just have an issue with the pacing, and it's annoying me so bad because I really want to not have an issue with it, and I really want to fall in love with the book fully. So far I'm liking it. I'm really liking the characters. I'm really liking the whole hospital aspect of it, and I think that we're gonna start seeing them spending more time together because there's a particular time period that they need to work together, and then that is done literally, probably it's gonna be done in 2 chapters or something. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna go then, but I'm enjoying a lot the whole hospital aspect. They had to deliver a baby out of nowhere. That was kind of weird, honestly. That scene was not great. That's not realistic at all, but let's just ignore that. It's fine. It was still just kind of fun and interesting to have it in a book. Honestly, I don't really have anything else to say. I don't have any strong thoughts about it, so I think I'm gonna just keep reading, and I'm gonna talk to you once I finish the book, and we'll see. Okay, I finished the book and I have some thoughts. I liked it. I think that it's a really good book, very well written. I really liked the writing. It was very easy to read. It was one of the books that was so close to being perfect, and it's kind of annoying when you find a book that is so close to being perfect, but there are some things, some small things that just don't make it actually be perfect. I ended up giving it 4 stars. My first issue with the book was you meet these characters. They meet at this wedding, they have one night stand, and then a couple of months later they realize that they're supposed to work together. That sounds incredible, but you're telling me that they're supposed to be having a one night stand, a night that for some reason sticks to their minds and they can't stop thinking about it, especially Henry, a male main character, but you don't show me that night. I'm not saying the spicy parts, no, you could have just shown me some of the conversations that they had, because I don't think that they just slept together. They probably talked a bit, had some sort of conversation that then made them really like each other, but you don't show me that. So just from the beginning of the book, I don't really understand why he's so obsessed with her, why he's trying to find her, and why he's really attracted to her. Like, yeah, okay, I get it, you had a great night, but that's just it. Like, I don't think that that's enough for him to actually be that obsessed with her. So that was my first issue. There were some parts that dragged out a bit, which was so unnecessary in my opinion. We could have cut some pages and we could have just made some parts of the book a tiny bit smaller, and then once we reached a certain point of the book, we just hit the gas and we just kept going, and the pacing just did not add up to me. I think I already said that, so there's that. And also just the last bit of the book, the conflict and the resolution and everything like that was kind of weird. I was reading it and I was like, what is going on? It's not making any sense. I don't understand what's going on. It came a tiny bit out of nowhere. I feel like we could have just not gotten a conflict. I know that there's a particular formula that you're supposed to have a conflict and then a resolution, but I don't think that's necessary in every book. If it doesn't fit with the whole plot of the book, you don't need it. And I don't think that, at least the conflict that was done in this book, I don't think that it fit necessarily. It was kind of out of nowhere, and if we really wanted it to fit, we could have added some things in the previous chapters or maybe from the beginning of the book that could kind of make it make sense. So I would say that those are my issues with the book and what kept me from giving it maybe even 5 stars, because I do think that the plot was really good, the writing was really good. It's just some little things did not add up for me, but overall I did really enjoy it. I really like the characters and I really like the setting too, the hospital setting. It was done so well. I don't know if I have read, like, I must have read something else that takes place in a hospital between doctors. It felt like real life, like it was a real hospital, and we got so many different cases too, which was so nice to see and interesting. I think that this is supposed to be kind of like Grey's Anatomy. I have not watched that, so I cannot speak on that, but maybe if you like Grey's Anatomy, you could give this book a chance, because I do think that the whole hospital aspect of it was done so well. I really liked even the resident side. You got to see so many friendships and so many dynamics, and there was a little, I think it was baseball team that they had. It was so fun to see. It felt like a community, I guess, so it was very interesting. I would tweak some things and that in my opinion would make the book even better. I would definitely say give it a chance if you think that it's interesting. So that's the first book done. We're starting off great, 4 stars, that's amazing. And now I'm gonna move on to the next book by Fallon Ballard. I'm really excited about it. I don't think that I have read any magical realism books. I might just be forgetting about it, but I don't think that I have, so I'm very curious about it. And I know that Ashley Poston does magical realism and a lot of people love her writing and her books, so if I like this book, maybe I will be more inclined to pick up Ashley Poston, because I have not read anything from that author. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I'm gonna like it. I do also think that it's a small town romance. Wait, this sounds so good. We have our female main character, Campbell. She's like kind of like a workaholic and she's trying to become a partner at her law firm. I always love lawyers, doctors, everything like that. There's something about them. I'll always love them. And then one day she wakes up in Heart Springs, which is a small town. That is a small town straight out of a Hallmark channel, and she just cannot stand it. She hates that, but in order to go back to her real life, she has to complete 3 tasks, and I love how that sounds. The small town straight out of Hallmark movie gave me all the cheese. I am excited about it. I'm hoping I'm gonna really like it, because this sounds like a magical realism that I can get behind. It doesn't sound that crazy in my head, at least. So yeah, I'm gonna get on that. It's only 336 pages, which is amazing. So it's a short book. We love to see it. I'm very excited. I'm gonna start reading and I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it. You guys, Why is this eating? I don't know what is going on. I genuinely don't know what is going on. I'm really liking it. I am 100 pages in. I have read like 9 chapters and I'm really enjoying it. It's so nice. It's so comforting. It's kind of like a warm hug. Also, it's like a Hallmark movie. Like every single scene, I can just picture it in my head so well, and I'm having so much fun with it. I don't know if it's because I have never heard anyone talking about it, so I didn't really have expectations going into it, but this is eating and I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm 100 pages in and I think this is definitely going to be like a 4-star. In the last chapter we did get like a hint, maybe like there was something that a character said and I was kind of confused. I was like, what? So I'm curious to figure that one out. I don't think that I ever told you what this book is about. We have a female main character, Cam, and our male character is Ben. So at the beginning of the book they go on this date and Cam is very work focused. She only cares about her job. She's a partner at her law firm and her only goal in life is to just keep going and keep getting ahead, I guess. So they go on this date that her grandmother forced her to go, and straight off the gate she's like, I don't want to be here. I have a lot of work to do. I'm only here because I'm obligated to be here. He's kind of like taken back. He's like, oh, what is going on? Then why are we on this date? They end the date early. They go to their own places. They go to bed. The next day they wake up in this magical, well, not magical, but in this parlor, in this like different little town that is kind of taking out of a Hallmark movie and the cheesy movies where it's like big city girl goes to small town, falls in love with a guy there, and she ends up quitting everything and staying in the town. So they kind of like in one of those kind of like perfect towns where everyone is so happy to be there and everything's just perfect. So we see them, especially her. I think that Ben is taking it way better. We also the book is only from her point of view, so we're more so following her, but we are getting a bunch of conversations with Ben because in this town Ben is the only person that our female main character knows, right? So they talk a bit, and also there are neighbors in this town. So I'm really curious how it's gonna turn out. So far I'm really enjoying it. I think this is going to be sort of like a rom-com type of situation and I'm really enjoying it. The characters are so fun. I am actually enjoying a female main character. At first I wasn't 100% sure because she was coming off very rude, and I do think that she's a bit rude, but I don't think that she's mean, and I don't think that she doesn't care about other people's feelings. And I'm very happy that even right now, like 30% in, we're seeing her kind of not becoming softer but showing that she does care. So yeah, I'm actually gonna keep reading because I want to see what happens. I want to see how this is going to play out, and it's a very short book, which is actually kind of nice, but that also means that I have like 200 pages left, so I want to see how everything is gonna be. I feel like this book is making me be very interested in magical realism. I would say that I haven't read anything else that has magical realism. I read one book recently, it's called That Summer Feeling. I don't remember the author actually, but our female main character, essentially she has this vision, and it was very much so like That's So Raven, where Raven would have this vision and she was like, oh, this is going to happen, but the vision was kind of not exactly what she was seeing, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I didn't really like that sort of magical realism element. I don't even know if you would call it magical realism because it's literally just one scene and that's it. We mention it a couple of times afterwards. It's nothing more than that, so I don't know if that is considered magical realism, but I think that that's literally the only book that I have read that is even close to being a magical realism book. So this was kind of different for me and I'm having a lot of fun, and I actually cannot wait to keep going. This is a great summary book, but I think that is also a really good book to transition you into full time because it's a small town, and for me small towns are summer coded but also fall coded, so I think that it would be like a good transition book to go from summer to fall. Really liking the writing, which makes me so happy because I have only read one more book from Fallon Ballard and I enjoyed it. I gave it like 4 stars. I really did enjoy it, so I'm very happy to see that she's probably an author that I want to keep my eye out and definitely pick up more books. She has 3 more books that are out but I don't own, I haven't read yet, I think, and she has another like fantasy sort of book coming out in December, I think. I'm not gonna pick that up because I don't read fantasy, but she also has another book coming out in March, which is very far away, but I am planning on picking that one up. I have been talking for so long, but yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't expecting to like it that much, but I'm having so much fun, and I genuinely am wanting to keep reading and keep going, and I feel like I go through the chapters very fast. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I'm gonna update you later.
Walked over, joined in the line, jaw dropped, you wearing all white. Wonder when you got so fine. Yeah. Said hi and asked what's been up. Kept talking month after month. Your time, I can't get enough. Not alone anymore. You could be the one I'm looking for. You could be the one my heart adores. Got me in my head, yeah. Don't need second guesses. Falling but won't let it show. You're what I'm looking for. You had me at the door.
I thought that I would give you an update on the book, and I love it. It's so good. I'm loving the small town, and I was actually reading it and I was thinking I would love for this to be a series. And the reason why is because I actually care about the people in the small town, which I know, duh, obviously you care. They are like the characters of the book, but I care about the characters that I feel like we're not supposed to like as much, but I care about them. And I'm like, I want to see what happens with them. And hear me out. Wouldn't it be fun if it was a series and it was different people being transported into the small town and having to complete tasks in order to get out of it, but having the same people in the small town as we do in this book? I feel like maybe it would get repetitive after a bit, but I feel like I would eat it up. I'm loving it so much. It's so easy to read. I am flying through the chapters. I pick it up and 5 minutes pass and I have read a couple of chapters already. It's one of the books that the minute that I start reading it, it feels like time just stops, and that just means that it's a really good book. I don't think that it's going to be 5 stars. It hasn't given me that feeling, but I still have 100 pages left, so I don't know, that could change, but it could definitely be a 4.5 stars. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm enjoying the characters, and even though I think the plot might feel a bit predictable because it is kind of like a Hallmark movie, so everyone has seen a bunch of those. So I think that while I was reading it, I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen roughly. I would see little things and I was like, oh, that's gonna happen there, that's gonna happen there. But there were some things that shocked me. I think that like 2 things shocked me a bit, but now I'm starting to realize that, oh, seeing the bigger picture, that's what's going on. But I'm actually happy that those things shocked me, because I mean, reading a book and thinking that it's fully predictable is not the best. So having something that is just, it's a little bit of a surprise, it is really nice. I just finished chapter 20, so I am 200 pages in, and I have a feeling that chapter 21 is going to be a big one. I think that we're now starting to kind of pick up the romance part. We have had some little things, but right now I think that is going to be kind of like the turning point of our 2 characters realizing that, oh my gosh, we really like each other. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving the writing. It's so easy to read. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a book to binge, or if you're in a reading slump. I think that this is so good. The small town vibes of this are just perfection. This definitely feels like a Hallmark movie. And the thing is, yeah, some people say that Hallmark movies are boring and repetitive, but they're such like comfort movies. This is definitely like that. It feels like a comfort book. I'm having so much fun. It's making me want to pick up even more books from this author. I feel like she had a lot of hype when Lisa on Love, I think it was called, came out, and then I think that the hype for this author kind of died down. Like, I don't remember seeing any other of her books getting that much hype, which is weird. I don't know, I feel like usually when an author has hype surrounding one book, I feel like that hype just continues on to the rest of the books, and it's not like the other books are bad, they're good. So I don't know what's going on, but if you were looking at it and thinking, oh, I don't know about it, I would highly recommend it. And I think that this is also a great introduction into magical realism. Cannot wait to continue reading. Like I said, every single time that I pick it up, it's like time stops. I forget about everything else, and it's kind of making me, bringing my mood up. I finished the book, which means that have arrived at the end of this video. It has been a long time coming. I read the first book in March and now it's August and I have just finished the second book. But I wanted to give you my final thoughts. So when I read the Kate Canterbury book, I ended up giving it 4 stars, and that's actually the same rating that I'm gonna give this one, which is interesting. They have the same title and the same rating. If you were to ask me which one I prefer, I honestly could not tell you. I really like the other one. I really like this one. I think that both of them have like some tiny issues that annoy me personally, but they are both really good books that I would 100% recommend. The last time that you saw me talking about this book, I was actually thinking of giving it around 4.5 stars, but the ending part of it kind of brought it down a bit. 4 stars is still like a great rating, but you know, it's not 4.5 stars. Essentially, like the last, I want to say 30 pages around there, we had our female main character kind of trying to figure out what she wants to do, and it was more self-discovery kind of. Not a lot, but I picked this up wanting to read a romance, right? And throughout the whole book, you're really focusing on the whole romance aspect of it. So getting those 30 pages, after seeing them being together, them saying I love you, getting those 30 pages of her struggling and trying to figure out what she needs to do in order to go home, it was kind of boring. I guess I was a tiny bit over it and I was like, okay, we can wrap this up, it's fine. I don't really need to read 3 chapters, I think it was, of her trying to figure out what is going on and what is keeping her in this like magical town. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the characters. I even really enjoyed the epilogue. I think that it was done really well. It was really sweet. It wasn't like the classic epilogue of we're married, we have 2 kids, we're now expecting the 3rd one, which is something that a lot of books, a lot of authors I think do, and it's not like 100% my cup of tea. But with this one, it was very sweet, it was very wholesome, and yeah, I'm really happy that I read both of these books. I definitely want to pick up more books from Fallon Ballard and from Kate Canterbury. I don't think that there's anything else to say. I am very excited that I finally finished this episode of this little series. This was supposed to be the first episode, and then I could not for the life of me find this freaking book anywhere. I was looking online, I was looking in store, it wasn't available anywhere for a sort of regular price, but I finally found it, finally read it. So this is going to be the second video. The first one is about Truly Madly Deeply by L.G. Sen and Alexandria Bellafleur. So if you want to watch that, I will have that link down below probably. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Don't know what the next episode is going to be. I need to figure out what book I'm gonna read for that. But yeah, I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like the series, and I hope that I will see you in my next one. Bye!
You give me butterflies when you smile and it feels so good.